I want Professor Kev Show. Got my buddy Johnny with us from JC Fit. Good afternoon, my friend. How you doing?
Good afternoon. I'm good. How are you doing?
Just living the dream, my friend. So let's jump right in. Tell me a little about JC Fit. Why'd you start it?
Yeah, so I would say for me, it really started in high school. I became very interested in my own personal fitness and health, particularly over COVID. So, dealing with gyms going away and sports going away, it led me to get a lot more creative and a lot more research driven with what I was doing with my own health and fitness. I couldn't just rely on, sport lifts anymore or that structure that was given to me. Um, and that led me to become a lot more passionate than I really thought I would become,
Hmm.
and decided to go to college, majoring in kinesiology at Louisiana State University and minoring in entrepreneurship. And while I was there, um, I started learning a lot more about the personal training industry, and what it looks like. I got my certification and I came back home here to Massachusetts, transferred to UMass Lowell, and I was ready to find work as a trainer while in college. And as I started learning more about the industry, I learned that there were a lot of elements to in-person training that I was not a fan of. Um, it was a lot less control in terms of who you're working with, how you're working with them. It was a lot less of, unless you're working as an individual in your own practice, it was a lot more focused on the gym and the service that the gym offered than it was the personal training itself. I talked to a few different managers of gyms, and a lot of them actually sat me down and told me, and they were like, "Hey, if I was your age and I was in your shoes, I would pursue an independent practice before working somewhere else." And so I appreciated the honesty,
Yeah.
and I kind of took it and ran with it. And that led me to explore, at the time, 19 years old,
Hmm.
didn't have a lot of money to go open up a facility or take out a huge loan or anything. It led me to explore online options, which is how the business is run. And then it really just really came to a life of its own when I realized just how effective it was, especially for reaching younger people online, and being able to do everything delivered digitally.
So, Johnny, when I was looking at your Instagram account, I noticed that you're focusing on people in their 20s. Why that target market?
Yeah, so I think a big part of it is relatability. Something that I lean on a lot is the fact that my own personal fitness journey is heavily impacts the way that I coach and the way that I train. And so I feel like when it's people who are in their 20s who may be in a similar place as me, they're able to see that, this isn't some mythical figure that's been working out for 40 plus years that, has, and I believe we talked briefly about it, that you see those guys where, okay, it's easy for you to say you're in the gym 24/7, that's all you
Yep.
do.
Yeah.
So I think really playing to a base where people can see that, I have classes to go to and I have, it's the business that I run, having other commitments. I think it helps with that younger generation being able to see that it's not about making your whole entire life the gym, it's about adapting that lifestyle. And in terms of the goal of just personal training in general and making a difference on, especially here in America, some of the issues we see with health, it doesn't get any easier as people get older to really reinvent a lifestyle. And so to me, starting at the root, starting as young as you can go, helps to, really start at the base of that totem pole.
So tell us about the program. So when you're working with someone, how does it all work? Do I give you my goals and you build a plan? How does it all work?
Yeah, so everything is run primarily through a software called Trainerize, and that brings anything I create for my clients directly to their phone, and it allows me to track it directly from my laptop or my phone. In terms of the programming itself and how our relationship kind of works, the main idea is creating a system where we keep a relationship that resembles in-person training in terms of accountability. So we have direct messaging right in the app. We're in touch as often as the client wants. and we're meeting on Zoom every 1 to 3 weeks, depending on what the person needs. By doing that, it creates that sense of accountability where they have everything they need on their own phone to work out at the time they want to when it's convenient for them. We don't have to worry about meeting at the gym at a certain time or at the same facility. Um, but it also, again, that sense of accountability, it's an extra layer of they know that we'll be meeting every few weeks to talk and discuss about what they've done, and we have it all stored. And a lot of the feedback I've gotten so far is when they know that it isn't, an AI on the other end, when they know that they're going to sit down like this after 3 weeks, it's a lot more incentivized to really give it their all,
Yep.
because they want to be able to celebrate and talk about progress. They don't want to get on a call like this and look at an empty calendar. But
Yep.
yeah,
No, I agree. It's accountability part. I want to be able to say, hey, I've increased weights, I've lost weight, whatever my goal is. Not like, John, I've been kind of busy the last 3 weeks, so I've just been looking at it and stuff. Now, John, when we first met, I was like, hey, how's this different than everyone else's? Because there are a lot of people trying to do something similar. What's your answer to that, bud?
absolutely. So I would say there's a few layers to that. And on one level, it's the maintenance of, as I was talking about, almost simulating the feel of in-person training online. So a lot of online, there is a lot of companies that have brought personal training services online. The problem with that is a lot of them have left that accountability factor kind of in the dust. They've focused on convenience and cost, but now the training is not as effective as it would have been in the first place. Outside of that, when I think about scaling and how I want to scale this business, a lot of competitors in the market look to scale through automation. So using AI to automate, um, you know, whether it be making the programs, making the nutrition plans, things like that. When I think about scaling, I think about using automation and AI to leverage marketing and maximizing how much manpower we can use on the training end. So maximizing that relationship and the coaching itself. And then finally, um, I would say myself. So I think that my own personal journey, um, at the end of the day, I'm the only one who can coach with that type of, I'm the only one that's lived that journey. So being able to offer that unique style of coaching based on what I've personally experienced, offering that to where people can relate and almost see themselves in me, I think that definitely adds another factor as well.
Nice to say, my friend. So, what's the best way for people to reach out to you? How can I learn more, Johnny?
Definitely Instagram. Instagram is where I pretty much do everything business wise. So right through Instagram, send me a message on there, and we'll go from there.
Just tell us what's your handle, what's your account on
It's
Instagram.
the Johnny Coppenrath, um,
We can see the spelling
CEO.
right there, so we got it. Awesome,
It's-
Johnny. I appreciate a few minutes coming on the show, and as always, thanks for being my friend.
Thank you for having me.